Hi. This portion of the week, Mikeitz. Mikeitz mean after a period. After a period of time. Which time? The time that Yosef is in jail. After he solves the dreams to the minister of Pharaohs, the one that succeeded and stayed alive, forgetting Joseph. After a period of time, Pharaoh is dreaming dreams, two dreams. So we can see that there is the motive of dreams in the past three portions. The dreams of Joseph, the dreams of the ministers, and the dreams of Pharaoh. Well, Pharaoh is inviting all his wise ones to give him solution. He doesn't like what they're telling him. And then the minister of wine remembering Joseph. They calling him out of the dungeon. They're preparing him to meet the king. Joseph meeting Pharaoh. Pharaoh is telling him about his dreams. In the dreams, Pharaoh is seeing 7 healthy cows, 7 thin cows, 7 healthy sheaves, 7 thin sheaves. In both dreams, the healthy cows and sheaves are being swallowed by the thin one, by the other side. And then Joseph giving him the solution that he needs to prepare himself to 7 years of abundance, of prosperity, and after that 7 years of starvation. The 7 years of starvation are going to be so hard that it's going to be forgotten, all the abundance, all the prosperity that Egypt enjoyed at that time. And as Joseph giving him as well a solution how to deal, what to do in the years of prosperity, of abundance, how to prepare himself to set the 7 years of starvation. Pharaoh is falling in love with Joseph. He's putting him to be his second hand. He's becoming the one, the most important man in Egypt, meaning that everyone that needs something in the kingdom of Egypt needs to go to Joseph. It says in the scriptures that the Egyptian came to Pharaoh and told him that in the years of the starvation that the crops didn't last. Even what they saved got rotten. So Pharaoh is telling them, what do you want from me? Go to Joseph. He will solve your problems. Say, but wait, you are the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh is telling them, you saved the crops, he saved the crops, but his crops didn't rotten. So meaning, he have the power, he's got the hand of the divine, of God is with him, and if God is helping him, go to him, so he wouldn't say something to God that he will harm us in any way. So anyway, he's becoming the most powerful person in Egypt. It says in the scriptures something very, very important that to some of us there is a bit of a problem, of an issue with that idea. The fact that everyone is coming to Joseph to receive to their life a certain prosperity, like food, like the basic food and water that they need to survive, it's telling us according to Kabbalah that when a soul needs something out of God, it's good that the soul will channel it herself through a tzaddik, through a sage, through a holy man. Joseph is the tzaddik. He's ruling all of Egypt. And anyone that needs something is coming to Joseph. In the Torah we know that nothing is just, there's not just stories. Everything is of deep meaning. The meaning here is connect to a tzaddik. Don't think that it's idol worshipping. No, It's not guru. It's not like in the wisdoms of the other world. And as a person that learned 7 years Buddhism and Hinduism, I'm telling you, here it's different. Allow yourself to connect to a tzaddik, to a figure, to a holy figure in the Jewish world, and this will be your kind of connection, the bond to receive prosperity and abundance into your life. I'll try to give you an analogy. Let's say we all will hear good news, besort tovot, but let's say something happened and you need to go to court. If you'll go by yourself and you will represent yourself in front of the judge, it will create a certain effect. But if you'll go with a lawyer to the court and you will be represented by a lawyer, the effect will be different. Why? Because the lawyer knows his job, and he knows the language, and he knows how to approach the court in order that they will listen to you better than the way that you will represent yourself. Same with the tzaddik. When the neshama is connecting to the tzaddik and it's coming to God with the power of the tzaddik is talking on her behalf to God. And then probably there'll be more prosperity in your life than you'll represent yourself by yourself. And in a deeper essence, why? Because the tzaddik looks at us through the glasses of unconditional love. And he's reminding to God and to the court above how special this Jew is, and reminding all of his good deeds. And because in a way we don't know how to love ourselves and to appreciate our advantages and the good we're doing, we can find ourselves going lost. So everyone in Egypt is coming to Joseph to receive that they need. The starvation hits as well the Holy Land, the whole region. So Yaakov is telling the brothers, you have to go down to Egypt. You have to go and bring some food. Don't wait to the last moment. Don't wait to the last moment. It's the things that you need to do, do it. Don't wait till everything is already down. Try to prepare yourself beforehand. So they're going down, but they're coming from different gates to Egypt, so people wouldn't recognize them because they were very majestic, beautiful, powerful, and they arriving to the most powerful men in Egypt. Who? Their brother. But when they coming, they didn't recognize their own brother. Yosef הכיר אותם, but they didn't recognize him. ויקר יוסף את אחיו. And Joseph recognized his brothers. והם לא הכירו, and they didn't recognize him. It says something very beautiful about this sentence in Chassidut. What does it mean that they didn't recognize him? But was his brother? What, they couldn't look at him? Well, they look at him, but they look at him from a certain level of awareness, certain level of mindfulness. Well, I'll try to explain it. The way of the tribes was more or less the way of a common person when he sees the reality and the false around us and the darkness and this confusion, and he wants to find the truth and to connect to the Creator, to God. The first thing that he wants to do is to run away. And when he will run away? To the desert. That's why the tribes chose to be shepherds, to be in the forest, to isolate themselves and to connect to holiness, to do their spiritual work. It's more easy than to do it in the mundane, in the daily life, to merge with physical activities. So they decided to go and to be shepherds. Same here in our life. We need to be mindful. When we entering our life, it's easy to do spirituality in certain times, either in holidays, I'll go to a retreat, and then I'll return back to the mundane. Meaning, there is the world, the physicality, and there's the spirituality. There's the creator and the world. Well, that's why the brothers, when they came to Egypt, they didn't recognize him, because the way they perceived life, if you want to be holy, if you want to be spiritual, isolate yourself, like be a monk, away from the mundane. You cannot be with holiness and in the same time be in this reality. It can be, because your ego will disturb you. So that's why they didn't recognize him. They didn't perceive how come a person with so much responsibility, the person that is the most powerful person in Egypt with all those duties, can be as well like spiritual and connect to holiness and to bring and connect the holiness, the divine, into this reality. That's why they didn't recognize him, and they thought there is an Egyptian man in front of him. But that was their stage. The stage of Joseph, he was elevated. He was more than them. He was more than them. He wasn't like them, because Joseph connected to the higher essence, to the duty, to the real, the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to connect the mundane to holiness, meaning that in our daily life, with our activities, with all the burdens, all responsibilities, all those projects, even if you are a public person and you deal with so many people and you're going through a lot, in the same time to stay decent, to stay honest, to stay like a person that is connected, that people can see the holiness and the spiritual runs through his actions. And this is not a simple work. It's very hard to stay like clean and loyal to higher understandings, to divine laws. It's very easy to be yourself. But here, the purpose is, what we're realizing here, try not to worn yourself out. Do not surrender to this chaotic life. Try to maintain your divine purpose, your divine mission, to illuminate this reality with the divine wisdom and its commandments. Do we need to gain this power, to achieve it, to learn it, to buy it? No, this power exists within us, because our ancestor, our father, is Joseph, and all the sons of Israel are called by the name of Joseph. Name of Joseph, Noheg Katzon Yosef, meaning that Joseph gave us as a spiritual inheritance, whatever, Yerusha Ruchanit, he gave us this power, this potential exists within us. All we have to do is to connect and to believe that we can do that. So later on in the portion, the brothers, when they meet Yosef and they didn't recognize him, he recognized him, he started to create certain frictions and to put on them tension, and they filled up with regrets, and they're realizing that all that comes upon them, he put them in jail and then he released them back to home, and he maintained Shimon with him because he was afraid Shimon and Levi, that was the people that killed Shem ben Hamor and all of its nation, with the story that happened with the sister Dinah when he done something wrong to her. And so he took Shimon and he put him in jail, and he telling them, how do I know that you're talking the truth? Go back to your father and bring the little one with you. So that's more or less the portion of the week, and we'll go one step backward, back to the dreams. We're seeing again this motive of the dreams, which the dreams are appearing in the Torah so many times. it's trying to tell us that actually the dreams are like stages in the descent of the sons of Yaakov to Egypt, to their exile, and then the descent of all the sons of Israel to exile. So in those dreams of Pharaoh, we're seeing that those dreams are different from Joseph. Joseph represents the holiness, the light, while Pharaoh represents the darkness, the mundane, the earthly activities. Let's look at their dreams. First, in the dreams of Joseph, we're seeing that the dreams of Joseph, starting by him and his brothers, are collecting sheaves in the field, meaning that each and every one of us, every Jew, is here within this body in the field, in this exile, to collect sparks of divine light. Meaning that in every scenario and through our relationships that we're going through, we need to illuminate this situation, this scenario that we're within, with the divine wisdom. Meaning it's a hard work, because usually we have our ego that's disturbing us. We have our own interests, and we're working through those interests, and we're constantly working in a way that we want to satisfy our own needs, and we're running after our pleasures. So in a way, we're pushing away God. We're pushing away the love to God, and we're more concentrated on ourselves, in what we need. So in order to collect those divine spark, it's coming to a very hard work. And that's something that the Chassidut is telling us. Real good coming through an effort. Real good, a real good that will sustain itself and will stay for eternity. And that's the attributes of the holy world, of the divine spiritual world, that everything will come in hard work, like in the dream of Yosef, collecting in the field sheaves, sparks of light. Everything that relates to spiritual, divine holiness, coming in hard work. Everything that comes easy as well will not sustain itself. It comes and goes. There's always ups and downs. It's momentarily. It will pass away. And we can really see it when we're working hard with ourselves and we're trying to achieve like in a challenge like that's relate to the good within us. When we're achieving it, it stays for a long time. But when we're playing a game and when we're trying to get things very easy, then it will pass away. So that's the first difference between the dreams. Everything that connects to holiness coming in a hard way. We need to work for it. The second thing that is different in those dreams, that in the dreams of Yosef, we're seeing that the moon and the sun and the stars very high. Meaning from the field, we're going up. There's ascending, elevation from the mundane, from the field, going up to the stars in spirituality. But in the dream of Pharaoh, we're seeing that first there's no work. He's standing on the river. Veine omed al hayor, and he standing on the river. No movement, no action. Second, it starts with cows in the animal kingdom, and then lowering itself rank after rank into the plant kingdom. So we're seeing that there is descending, going down. And that's coming to telling us that the holy world is, the spiritual divine world is eternal. The changes that are happening in them are small, but they're always in a constant ascending, elevation, step after step, rank after rank. But however, the other side that doesn't have a real essence. Like this reality, we can see that everything that in it doesn't have a real essence. It's merely an illusion. It comes and go. Nothing really stays. And we need to remember that we are in a challenge, in a test, to confront this. When we're confronting this reality, we need to remember that when we look for things to come in an easy way, remember, it belongs to the other side, to Pharaoh. Everything good coming in a hard work. In the world of holiness, work is needed. And the achievement of this holy side are internal, and they're in a constant movement of ascending step by step. Yelchu michail l'chail and ma'alim b'kodesh. So may we all be blessed and realize that when we see ourselves in a way that we working hard and everything's coming in a hard way, know that slowly you will achieve a real good that will be internal, and know that you're in the holy side. Why? Because you're working hard. When everything coming easy, something is fishy. Good luck. See you in the next portion.